Hello, this is a message for someone whose life is being ruled by the moods and feelings of someone else. And this someone else is someone who you could feel it's rightful, it's the right thing that their moods rule your life. So it could be your child, it could be your significant other, it could be your boss, it could be someone, maybe your parent, it could even be a best friend. It's simply someone who you feel to a level responsible for their emotions, and you feel like it's sort of your role to take them on and be there for them in their feelings. And this is a person that, generally speaking, can be quite emotionally volatile. I mean, maybe I'm getting many different scenarios, but like maybe if it's a toddler, it makes sense. But it could also be a grown-up that just has a lot of emotional tantrums and outbursts and emotional breakdowns. And what I'm getting, because I'm getting, again, many different scenarios, but I'm getting a general theme of your life is ruled by this person's never-ending mood swings. And you are this message is for a very catering person, for someone who tries really hard to adapt to others and fit their needs. Okay, so you are a natural like caregiver type person, and you are very flexible, and these are actually things you tend to see as positive attributes, which they can be. But for you, especially recently, it's become a problem. So you've gone too far on that spectrum of being helpful, adaptable, flexible, caring. You've got too far in that spectrum to the point that now you are overgiving and you are over adapting, and it started to have negative consequences, is what I'm getting. So let's use the example of a child, even if it's a toddler, where you feel like, well, as their parent, I am supposed to be responsible of their feelings, and my life maybe is supposed to be ruled by their moods. Here's the thing, you've taken it too far, and now maybe the kid's becoming a bit spoiled, okay, or a bit too privy to the fact that their moods control your life. So maybe they're starting to fake moods to control your life, okay? So then it's come to the territory of enabling them to become a worse version of themselves rather than you being helpful, okay? Which is a problem that many givers encounter in relationships. But in this specific example, it's about the role. You feel like, by definition, your role in this person who you love's life, again, it could be because you're the parent, or it could be because they're your boss, or maybe they're your parent and you're the child and they're older. But either way, you think by role, you're supposed to absorb this person's feelings, deal with their mood swings in your life, maybe, whether you like it or not. It's meant to rotate around that. Here's the thing. This is part of your life journey as a milestone of growth, okay? So this was like a phase one of a growth project you embarked upon before you were even born, okay? You made some soul agreement with this person that you guys were going to be in these roles with each other, and that it would be taken too far. And so it's a test for both of you at different points of the journey. And at this point of the journey, the test is for you, the giver, who has built their life around someone else's moods, who have become volatile, and over the top. Okay, so this person now is throwing more regular tantrums, more nonsensical tantrums. I'm getting the adults who this applies to. Could be, yeah, an authoritative position over you, sort of like a boss or a parent. So they've become a bit tyrannical in these moods because they've been so indulged by you and others that they haven't felt the need to work on themselves or further investigate these moods to fix them. So they're just sort of riding these waves without any concern to what they mean or how they affect others. So again, this is your test now. This person has a different test coming for them, and it's going to be based on your reaction. So until you don't play your part, they won't be able to continue to grow and be tested on their own path and pass the page themselves. Because again, this is a soul agreement between both of you that you would play these roles to bring these lessons out and this growth out in each other. Okay, so once you put your foot down, which is kind of what the test is about for you right now, here is, when will you say enough? That's the test right now. When will you say, these tantrums are too much and I cannot let them continue to rule my life. I need to build my life around my feelings and my needs primarily, and then secondarily taking yours into account. Regardless of my role in your life or vice versa, the basis of self-care is doing that. So even if you're a mother, even if you're employed by this person, even if you're responsible for this person who's older, whichever the role is, whichever the level of responsibility, it's like on the planes, they tell you to put the mask on first. You can't help somebody else if you're not taking good care of yourself. And the worse care you take of yourself, the worse you'll be able to offer them. Okay, the less you'll be able to offer that person. Okay, so really, it's a good thing to take care of oneself, even in a caregiving position or in a position of service or responsibility. So once you have this shift in perspective, you make a decision that you're not going to get carried away by this person's moods anymore and let them derail your life, because that's what's been happening. And you're going to take a step back once they're having one of these tantrums and focus on your day and go about your do-abouts. Once you do that, they are inevitably going to have a big reaction. This might be part of the reason you've been postponing doing this, because you know they're going to have a huge reaction. That's predictable, and you can just take it as one more big tantrum, carry on with your part of this lesson. But when that happens, eventually they'll calm down and they'll realize you are no longer playing ball with them the way you were before, and they can't control situations through their tantrums anymore. So then they'll be forced to develop as a human being and put work in their relationship in a different way and try and get you to cooperate and help them in a different manner. This will, depending on their level of development, this could be a quantum leap for both of you or baby steps. But either way, it will be the path forward for the both of you. I hope that helps.